Hey guys, one of my friends had actually requested that I do a little bit of an unboxing here. It's definitely an upgrade for me, but this is going to be an unboxing of the GeForce 1060 GTX. This is the Armor Edition through MSI, so we'll go ahead and see how it is. I've been looking into the VR pretty heavily, so I definitely need an upgrade. This is going to be from a 750 GT Ti card, MSI as well. Good brand. They've always made really nice stuff. So I just wanted to get this open for you guys and let you check it out with me. Hopefully we get a nice little good fresh plastic smell is always what I enjoy. So as you can see, packaging is real nice, real sleek. It's in just a standard flat black box. And looks like we have all our discs and components in this first one here. Let's go ahead and open it up and see. Yeah, so everything comes packaged in its own envelopes, its own sleeves. Really nice setup on how they do it. There's a quick install, all the installation discs, as per usual. So that was it for just this one nice little folder right on top is how they do that. And then we got some more static wrap, and then it's going to be in a static bag as well. And it looks like we got a thank you for please register your product, which is really nice. And here it is, guys. This is the GT 1060, or it should be GTX, I should say. This is the Armor Edition, so there's going to be some more cooling adapters and things like that for it. Got another little anti-static strip here we need to cut through. So real simple packaging, but effective. It looks real nice, real sleek. And here we go. And there's some nice little fan guards and stuff installed. But as you can see, it's got the multiple fans and then heat sink and cooling processes all throughout it here. And I went with this one because, as you can see, actually they're including nice little caps now, little pull-off sections here. This one actually features the 2 HDMI ports, so that's going to be really crucial to me. I'm running my system through a big screen TV right now, so I need an HDMI out for that, as well as an HDMI through the VR headset. Okay, so as you can see, all these nice little covers and everything on it, and even the PCI Express 16 slot has a nice little rubber seal on it, which is always really, really good to see. This one is actually going to bring my CUDA cores up to, I think it's about 1200. It's like 1198 or so. Currently with my card I'm running, it's, this is about double the performance quality, so I've been really excited. I've been having to wait through a snowstorm for it to get here through UPS. But it's an 8-pin connector for the power, so it doesn't require much. I am going to be using my 750 watt output, so it's more than enough to run it. But if you can see in there, it's got the nice cooling and the heat sinks built right in on top of the dual fan measures. So the Armor Edition offers a lot of really nice features like that. And these covers here are just, that's wonderful to see in the packaging itself. But thank you guys. I'm going to have some more performance stuff here. I just wanted to pull it out of the box for you so you can see it in all its glory before it's plugged into the machine. But I'll have some before and after specs for you. Again, from that 750 GT Ti to a 1060. This is the GTX Armor version, so it's getting nice teraflops and everything. So I'll let you guys know. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the 3D benchmarking test. This is actually FireStrike. It's the most graphically intense one they have available now. And this is running with the 750 GT. It's choppy, as you can see. These benchmark tests, they really push your system capabilities. I'm currently running a i7 core. It's 3.6 gigahertz, so it's a good processor to start with. That's with the new LGA board and everything, so I've got plenty of room for expansion. That's why I decided to get a new graphics card that's going to push a little bit. But it's also running 16 gigs of RAM. On board with this card, it's only, I believe it's like 2 gigs for the 750. It has a little bit on board, so like 18 gigs in all RAM, which is more than plenty. I don't really utilize a lot of the processor and the RAM. It's when I have, things rendering in the background and stuff like that, why, I have multiple tabs open on the browsers. So it all runs really, really well. There's a couple games out there, Battlefield 1 for instance, that really, really push it. But as you can see in the video so far, there's a lot of stuttering occurring. It can visually process everything correctly, all the particle effects and all that's there, but the frames are really, really low. So as I noticed with this demo, when I installed the new card, the performance was dramatic. The 750, you'll see at the end here, it's giving about 4100, for the standard benchmark. With recording, it's a little lower than that, but I'm using Shadowplay to record this, so the recording software is very minimal when it comes to performance impact. So as you can see here, it runs it all right. But I'm playing mostly every new game that's out there, but I really want to delve into VR, so I had to get this card to upgrade, and the card's relatively cheap. I'm going to put a link right there for it off of Newegg. It's where I purchased mine. Shipping was great, actually. They shipped it really, really quickly to my hometown. We suffered a snowstorm, so it kind of sat at my hometown for a little bit before it could actually get delivered here locally. But the shipping from Newegg was actually very quick. It was about 4 to 5 days, and then it was about 4 or 5 days for it to get across the town to my house. So that's what snowstorms do. But it arrived. We got it all hooked up okay. It didn't have a power cord, so I had to kind of wait a little bit longer to get a nice 6-pin to 8-pin configuration for it. But here come the actual 3DMark tests, and these are going to show our frame rates at the bottom. These are going to be noticeably different. There's a big jump in performance. As you can see, it's pushing like 20 to 23-ish, and there it drops down to almost 15. So the 750, the GTTI, it's all right card. It's a really great card for playing a vast majority of, well, all the new games. I mean, it ran Battlefield 1 Ultra settings really well, so I couldn't really complain with the card itself. It's just I wanted to upgrade. As you can see, I'm skipping the loading screens for you guys just to expedite this video a little bit more. In this test, actually, my performance increased dramatically. 15 to, I can't remember if it hits about 30 here or not. Let's check it out though. But as you can see, there's some stuttering issues, and that's mainly why I need a new card as well. A lot of the top-end games like Doom 2016, with the Ultra set, it was playing it, but there was a lot of, broken frame rates and stuttering occurring. So with this new card, it should solve all the issues that I am having. So as you can see, these benchmark tests, they really, really push your system hard. And the physics test actually, the results here, they're pretty solid. I mean, 40 to almost 50 frames there for a second. There's a little judder here or there, but actually the 750 GT card handles physics very, very well. So that. This is the test that doesn't really change up much. But this next one coming up, this combined, this really, really pushed it to the limits. As you can see, it is just a chug fest. It has a lot of struggles with it. The particle effects, I mean, everything's displaying properly, but the frame rate is just horribly bad. So there we go. There was the regular set. And this is with the 750 GTTI card. So we're pulling 4081, and that's with the recording going. So I'm gonna have a screen here without the recording. It gains about 50 or 60 there. Yeah, actually almost 100. It gained 80 more without the recording. So 4162, not too bad. So here is with the 1060 GTX. And you'll notice this first opening video, it's a lot smoother. A lot of the, like I said, all the particle effects and everything are still being displayed correctly. So that's, negligible in performance-wise. But as you can see from this screen, there's a lot less stutter. It's running a lot smoother. The transitional periods, you'll see some focusing and things occurring, and that focus is handled really well. It's about 30 frames right here from what my recording software was saying. So it's running it at more than double. I'm very happy with this new card. It's running everything phenomenally. The installation procedure was just flawless. I mean, with the NVIDIA experience now, you just plug it in, download new drivers, and it goes. I mean, it's real smooth and great for transitioning into a new hardware product. As you can see here, it's nice and smooth. All that stuttering is basically gone. This is one of the biggest tests you can really put your system through. So I'm very happy with the performance rating. I mean, I didn't expect it to be as good as it is. It was only $250 for this card. So if you're needing an upgrade and you do have a good, a motherboard set that can support this card, I would highly recommend 1060. I have friends that have the 1080s, and they're way beyond what anyone needs right now, but they're graphically powerhouses. They probably rate benchmarks well above mine. Now, just the card stock alone, this card runs about 12,000 benchmark, and that's just the card running, no software. I'm running my PC. I do have a couple things in the background, like, the NVIDIA experience is running. This benchmark's open through Steam, so the Steam is running. A couple little things, but under the circumstances, I'm going to be running these things in the background while I'm playing games anyways, so I figured with the benchmark, it's going to be negligible. We'll be able to tell, all our performance issues we're having, and this is a really good test out for it. So if you guys want to benchmark your own PCs, it's a demo you can get on Steam. This is actually not the full benchmark, but it offers, everything capable of testing. It just doesn't offer little options here or there. So as you can see, the demo video was very smooth comparatively. I know 1080s will blow my card out of the water, but I don't quite have the $700, so for a fraction of that price, you can get a really good performing card set for VR. That's my main goal. And now, as you can see here, that last test was, down to like 15 frames or so. This one's close and it pushes above the 60 mark, so 60 frames is solid. 50s, I don't really mind. Between 30 and 60, I can't really tell the difference with my human eye, so I don't think it's a very big factor to consider, but it is pushing a lot more frames. It's running a lot faster. But that was about quadruple what the 750 was pulling, so comparatively. And like I said, I'm going to put a link to this card. I'm going to recommend this card to anyone wanting an upgrade to, current day. This is going to run Doom flawlessly, so I'm very excited about that. As you can see, it's pushing 60 frames again. I mean, even with this graphic process right here with the Steam and everything scrolling out, it's still, it didn't drop below that 40 mark. So anywhere between 30 and 60, negligible on if your eye's going to actually see that or not. So as you can see, this new card is really kicking up the performance. And then here's the physics test. Now you'll notice there's minimal difference here. Actually, it kind of runs it a little slower. So the 750 GT, it was probably streamlined more to, work with my motherboard specifically. But But physics tests on these NVIDIA cards especially are always really, really good. They can handle a lot of interactive objects at once, which is why I love NVIDIA. And here's that combined test again. As you can see, it's still pushing the system. I mean, very, very hard, but we're not down in the 5 to 7 range anymore. We're almost smoothing all that out. So if you want to run VR set, this test is going to let you know. I mean, 20 right there. I mean, I don't have the VR yet, but that's going to be the next step in it. But as you can see from the benchmark results, well over doubling my performance. My physics score is 1300, so it was very, very good. And without recording, it's 10,378. So I'm very, very happy with that. If you guys want, like I said, I will post links to this card. If there's any comments, questions, anything like that, maybe even the one issue I had with this card was actually it didn't come with power cables. That's all usually through your power supply. So I actually had to order a separate cord. It was about $3. I mean, super cheap, free shipping, everything. It was a 6-pin connector to that 8-pin connector you saw on top of the card. But other than that, I've had no issues with this card. I'm going to be using it strenuously, you know, doing gaming and having streaming going in the background. It supports a lot of multiple monitors, up to 6, which is kind of crazy if you have 6 monitors going to it. But I got a 60-inch high def TV running it, and the resolution's not the great to have everything fit on the screen precisely, but I can still crank it up and stretch it around and make it work well. But if I'm running an external monitor on it too, it runs it liquid smooth. So all in all, the 1060 GTX, guys, I would highly recommend the buy if you're looking for a good upgrade. The 1070 is a bigger step up, and the 1080 is just overkill, if you ask me. I mean, the 1080 is something that, you know, I'm not willing to invest $700 in a graphics card right now, but 250, that's Christmas money combined. It worked out real well. So I'm happy that I could be here for you guys and show you some of this cool stuff. My buddy Riley actually requested the video, so I figured I'd put it up there and put it out there. So have a good day, guys. I'll talk to you later.